What's up? Is anyone else in here old enough to remember that besides me and Tony? What's up? Jesse's old people too. But I still love you, of course. I don't think I've ever shown my kids those videos. Those commercials. I should probably show them that. God, in retrospect, that was like the worst time. That was like the worst timeline because everyone's like, "What's up?" Oh, I still do it too. Dan, since you're here, give me a link to 4 a.m. We need to have a discussion since we didn't have a podcast this week, and I can't wait till next week. Fresh cut, fresh shirt. I guess it's my cockfighting shirt. I don't know. Some cool roosters. Didn't get the notification day. A bunch of people have been having notification problems. I wish I could explain. Oh, wasabi. Did they do that? Maybe I remember that a little bit. Oh, let me change this mic. I got the mic way out of place. I always move the mic when I'm done. It bugs me, then I forget to move it back. Thank you, Dan. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Evan's link he posted here, and then I'm going to do some other stuff. We'll talk about that one, which Dan has probably ordered for himself. Whew. But good morning. How's everyone doing? Got the notification, but only on my phone. So I'm messing around while I'm only half paying attention today. Yeah, no problem, Dan. I figured that was something you were on. If I look a little distracted, it's because I've been fidgeting, so I got the camera turned around upside down, even though it'll only flip vertically, not horizontally, so I can't get this straight, but that's okay because there's usually not a lot of words on here, which is fine. But that's a little bit annoying, so we'll cover it up for now. And then Twitch has a new maintenance panel, a new stream panel, which is really, really nice, except my video that I see myself in is also over here on this side monitor, and it's delayed, and I can see it out the corner of my eye, so I'm trying to figure out a way to keep the panel up but lose the video part, but I may just not be able to. Can I lose it? Oh, I can minimize it a lot. So I don't know, I might not keep that up. So happy birthday, Evan. Yeah, sorry, I'm still looking at this. There's all kinds of bells and whistles here. Oh, okay, so I can pop out my video, but if I delete the pop out, it brings it back to the page. All the other panels are really nice, though. So, all right, that's got to go. All right, so let's see. Let's kill that, and where's my window? All right. So that's what Evan wants me to talk about, and it's his birthday, so he gets me to talk about this. Oh wow, 10 years of monocle. That's crazy. That must weigh like 100 pounds, maybe more. All right, so this is the Wancher. What are we calling this one? Purple Rain, Pro Gear Purple Rain. Like, it's awesome. Like, it's not for me. It's way too much gold. But man, it's cool looking, isn't it? It's like, we got to talk about some of this stuff, right? Yeah, that has to be 100 pounds worth of monocle. Northern Ario, thanks for the follow. I appreciate you. Wow, the yard guy's coming in hot today. Sorry about that. They should be done soon. Seeing that bottom finial just looks weird. You mean the like the little cap there part? It is. It's sparkly. It's purple. I'd use this pen. I'd use the Alice pen more, but I'd use this pen. Plus, like that gold sparkle there. I mean, I'd be willing to just go full gold sparkle, right? Like full purple sparkle. Like I don't even need the white bits. Just give me the full purple sparkle. I'd be about that. It's a really strong glitter. It's, what did we talk about, the size, the glitter sizing of the particles? Like there's, you know, different gauges. I don't know what the right word is for the glitter size. Jonathan knows if he's here. He can tell me what the different sizes of the glitter are called. It looks really strong, but also like the Star Ruby photographed really well too, didn't it? Like it was really strong. Grain size, pebble size. I'll call it gauge. I don't know. Who knows? How can I get this? Yeah. Well, Wancher is going to be easier to order from than most anyone. Let's see if it comes up on their site, because they'll sell it directly. Maybe. Can we translate this page? Hey, why didn't that change? Oh, there's two different things. Yeah, ordering from Wancher is pretty direct. It's only available to ship within Japan, so there's your problem. This is one of the sailor restrictions. I don't think that's a Wancher restriction. It's a sailor restriction. It's a lot of Japanese company restrictions. So I've talked to Kakuyo about the Sketchnote notebook, the little green famous notebook that's been around for decades. It's got the grid in it, and it just says Sketchnote on the front, and it's about 30 pages. It's a very thin, neat little notebook, and you can get them custom stamped, like a gold foil stamp on the front. So Kakuyo has a customizer that you can go, like I can go and order these, except is it more than 30 pages? It's not much more. It's definitely not more than 48, I would bet. But Kakuyo has a customizer where you can go build these things and get them customized, and I want to do that for the Pen Addict shop, but they won't ship out. I emailed them and they won't ship outside the US. So I'm gonna try to finagle that somehow, because I should be able to get someone to help me out with that, hopefully. So they're really thin though, and they're really neat, and they're inexpensive. Like I don't even know the price. Yeah, the Fancy Boy gold stamping on those sketch notes is perfect though. The way it's designed, like it's tailor made for that. Those are big glitters. Like I think these photographs wouldn't show that much glitter if it wasn't a large glitter, right? Yeah, those Kakuyo, they're cool notebooks. I really like them. They're basically field notes. They're basically Japanese field notes is what they equate to, except you know they have a harder cover. But that was the idea. It's like a chest pocket notebook, 40 sheets, 80 pages. Cool. Oh, where'd that come from? So this all yellow one was only $188. Particulate size. That might be it. Particulates. I've never seen this one. $188. Like I have the conversion into USD. Is this one the same? $244. Okay. Yeah, 188 seems like super cheap. Maybe what size is this? Do they make any of these in the large size, or are these all small sizes? Like the Google Translate's not working and it's not translating the full text. Anyway, that's pretty cool. All right, so we like this one. Yeah, 10-pack of those Kakuyos for $25 totally. Like, it's a super deal. Now, I'd have to sell them. I don't know what I'd have to sell them for by the time I stamped them and imported them. You know, it'd be a lot more than that. Two-tone nib is large, you think? Then maybe that's the price difference, the 140, the 244 for 188 versus 188. That seems like a really good price. I mean, because what are, okay, so let's go over to this. So this is the 1911 large. Yeah, 312. Right? That seems like that's like the normal price. So let's talk about this one's called the 4 a.m. I actually want to talk about this one more. I mean, if I was making a pen, this is what I'd come up with, right? Like, it's pretty awesome. What possessed them to come up to call it 4 a.m.? I don't know. I'm enjoying thinking about that in a lot of ways. Carpet doesn't match the drapes. So that's their new thing, apparently, is the nib will be in the ballpark, in the realm of the furniture, but not the exact what you would expect. So with the rhodium and the what do you call the darker stuff? Ruthenium. Is it ruthenium on this one? So the ruthenium? Good morning, Aphrodite. Would the ruthenium nib make this? Would you rather pay $312 for this or $360 for the ruthenium? I mean, I don't know. I don't have a good answer. I'd maybe rather pay $312 for this, because by the time I clean my ruthenium nib about 10 times, it starts looking like that anyway. Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with that. But I mean, how many are you going to sell anyway, right? You're still going to sell it to the same group of people. Are you getting new customers in? Like, are you going to price out the sailor market? I don't know. Are you pricing out the people that are going to buy this pen? Like, how are they looking at that? Oh, awesome. Awesome, Jamel Orby. Glad you got it. I love those notebooks. Right? I mean, like, Visconti's priced out the market with the IO Penna. Like, that's okay. We want the youth to buy this pen. That's something they price the market out on. Like, you don't, like, $312 and $365 for this pen is no difference for a customer like me who's in this market. I wouldn't have blinked at either price. Right? You're not bringing in a new customer going, whew, God, that $50 on this pen is really going to make all the difference in whether I buy this pen or not. They're either interested in this pen or they're not in this realm whatsoever. That's the way I see it. Like, I mean, $312 is overpriced anyway, right? So, like, if I'm in for this at $312, I'm in for it at $365. Because neither one of those are good prices, right? I either want the pen or I don't. I got even supposing I got a long email about that, about the Visconti. Like, I'll have to see if I can share the link. So I guess the answer is this market wouldn't blink. And this is the market for that pen at the same time, right? So whether we're not getting new customers into this pen, generally speaking, right, in the big picture. So, like, yeah. But this one doesn't bother me near as much as the ringless Epinard once I saw it in person, which that didn't bother me that much anyway. I would totally use this pen. I think it's fantastic looking. I think the nib is a little bit of a glaring thing when you open it, once you open it, because it looks so good on the outside and you go, whew, that's different. I would still use it. But yeah, all of my ruthenium nibs are all fading because of cleaning. Good morning, something on paper, which I don't mind, but that's a technical thing that they would have it. It is way better than a gold nib. I'll give you that. Yeah, like if they put gold or two-tone on this, then we would have a different conversation. This is okay. I would pay $50 to $60 more. Don't clean it. Well, don't paper towel it or cloth it so hard. That's what I used to do, right? Is just really like rub it down. Otherwise, you can just pat down the nib and be done with it. I just tend to get a little aggressive with it. Good morning, Revizzles. I would get a little aggressive with the ruthenium cleaning. Is there a new God of War coming out? Yeah, some non-matching colors can look good. So let's talk. Can we talk about the name? Does no one care about the name like I do? Dark yet alluring, quiet yet mysterious. Daybreak is coming. Are you in a deep slumber? The only thing I think about 4 a.m. is like you're either drunk or hungover. Like nothing good happens after midnight. That's what they should have just named this pen. Nothing good happens after midnight. 4 a.m. Like that's the copy you're going with. I know these are not Dan's words. This is Dan's site I have up there. These are not Dan's words. This is the Sailor marketing copy. 4 a.m. depicts the state of mind, whatever that may be for you. I mean, then just call it 2:30. 2:30 p.m. I mean, it depicts a state of mind too, and that's much more reasonable than 4 a.m. This is the most random. This is one of the most random names. Like you're gonna hear me say this on the podcast next week because I can't let this slip. 4 a.m. is just another trip to the bathroom. Amen to that. Like, I just get a huge kick out of this name. That was a shocker because Sailor's generally pretty basic with their names, right? Lighthouse, Earth, Fire, all those things. Rewizzles, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yeah, I mean, 4 a.m. was only ever a bad time for me. But I'm not going, ooh, man, sweet, it's 4 a.m. The sky's going to look awesome in about 2 hours. Daybreak is coming. Get out of here, Sailor. Oh, that's U.S. distributor copy. That's hilarious. That's about the same. I mean, essentially the same, so yes. I do have a soft spot for the 1911 now. I didn't think I'd ever come around on that 1911, but I'm definitely on the bandwagon. Once I got my Royal Tangerine, even the small one. So this is the big one, right? Yeah, the large. Does this only come in large, Dan, or is it in all colors? Oh, if I'd read the copy, available in small and large sizes. So yes, thank you. I can't read. I haven't read. I was too enamored by the dark and alluring copy. Quiet, yet mysterious. So this naming convention is everything. I mean, I'd definitely pay $270 for this pen, Dan. Actually, I'd be more likely to buy the large one just because of how the nib looks on this picture. New glasses. I did get new glasses. I've had clear frames before, and I really enjoyed them. So I've had the black ones for about 3 years. So I wanted to go back to the clear ones. I do like them. I tried some gray frames, and they ended up just looking like my black ones. So yeah, thank you. I like them. I like them. So, yeah, I'll have a lot to say about this pen next week. So if you're tired of hearing me talk about Sailor on the podcast, you don't want to tune in next week, or at least like skip around. We get the dirty emails about us talking about Sailor so much. But, you know, the conversation we had overall was that them like maybe Pelican are they're the ones always doing stuff, right? They're making the news. Sorry, I'm just getting my cameras readjusted. Yes, we did talk about the purple. Can you sub on the app with Twitch? It's pretty hard to do it mobily on Twitch that I've seen. It's like any of my subscription manipulation I've had to do through a computer. Unfortunately, it's not the easiest thing to do. So we talked about the purple one and we loved it. We were trying to determine what is the terminology for glitter size. because these look very large, as opposed to like the Pelican Star Ruby is a very small glitter. Like I can only think of gauge as being like a thickness size, but I don't know what was the word we decided on glitter. There was someone had a pretty good word. Let's see if I can find it here in the chat. Particulate. Yeah, the particulate size. The particulate size of these is large. Lenny is getting larger. Was that his name in Airplane? Wow, this is old folks TV day. What do I think of the new field notes? I think they're fantastic. I think they are really, really good. I think they might be better than the national parks, but that'll get me shot in certain counties. But I'm particular about this. I am totally okay with more glitter pens. And like I said, if that one was all purple without the pelican look of the white and gold with the purple center and the white finials, like I would very much consider the full purple glitter pen as opposed to I call it Pelican style, even though they probably didn't invent it. But all the Pelican colors are, white cap, white finials color. New national park set they released, like an add-on set. No, I have not seen that. Is that what you mean, or am I missing something? Field Notes brand national park. Let's see. You can see the lighting really changes when the. Okay, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There is an extra one. 4 3-packs. What's the new one? Series A, Series B, Series D. Okay. Grand Teton, Arches, and Sequoia. So that's outside the sub. I guess we're going to have to talk about this too. They put out the D. Huh. That is interesting. Oh, sorry. I'm a fidgeter, Jesse. Oh, these all look amazing. I just think it's a... At this point, they should have just made these a subset and not subscriptioned them. Let me write the thing down. Yes, please yell. Like, I don't realize I'm doing it, so please yell at me. I am all game for that. So let me... All right. I got to write down a couple of these notes for next week. You know, I was wondering why why I started to see the national parks pop up in like my feeds and stuff anymore. I just didn't pay close enough attention to that. This was an extra set. That would be great. Like they did the county fair. I have no thoughts on ST DuPont. I've never used one. They look good and they're expensive. I don't have anything other than that. I'll try them eventually. Some of them look pretty good. Interesting. Who's their distributor? Someone has, if Dan's still here, who has ST DuPont? Didn't they just change distributors, or I might be confusing that with someone? Colt, that's what it is. I knew it was something tied in there. So thank you, Dan. So Coles of London, for those who don't know, they're the Visconti. They're the Visconti distributor. So yeah, and I talk with them from time to time. So maybe I will get. I'll ask Michael for. It's hard for me to review the Viscontis from Kohl's because we've talked to them about them several times, and their distributor relationship with Visconti, they don't get a lot of extras. So like they can give me stuff to review, but then I need to have it back like within a week or 2 weeks. And I said I can't work that way, and I'm not going to be able to do that. And he's like, cool. He's like, I get it. So we'll see if they will have access to the ST DuPont to have some review samples that they can send out. So they make some of they're kind of like Montegrappa, and then they do some of the really wild high-end stuff, like their Star Wars ones, the ST DuPont Star Wars ones. Weren't they the one with the whole space like setup desk tray setup pin stand thing? So they do some really interesting like special editions. But their base lineup, I will certainly try to get a hold of. We'll just see if they are able to get access to stuff to review. Yeah. Well, good. That'll be more fun stories we can tell. Yeah, the X-Wing one. That's the one I was thinking of. That was pretty cool. Like, they did a good job. And for what it was, I'm thinking it wasn't like outrageously priced. I mean, it was like $1,000, $1,500, which for what it was, I was like, that makes sense. Like, I would never own it, right? But unless I could be remembering that incorrectly. But yeah, it'll be interesting. Nice. Yeah. So yeah, I think they seem to get good reviews. It's just generally haven't been in constant talking points like having this distributor will now, with Kohl's carrying them. I haven't seen pictures of the Le Creuset. That's kind of crazy. Loves ST DuPont. Yeah. I guess that's why I probably never looked at it anymore. They didn't speak to me enough to pay the price that they were. Like, it just wasn't my thing. Yeah, I think that's where I like run across them most when I see them doing like special lacquering stuff. Like ST DuPont was always in, what was that cigar shop that was in the mall? Tinderbox. They do like the lighters and lacquered accessories and things like that. Okay, I gotta look at these Le Creuset. I keep meaning to go look. Oh my god, there's a Han Solo in carbonite. Holy crap, they will sell the hell out of these. Wow, the mini pots are pretty cheap. And the trivets, I mean, for Le Creuset. I really like my Yard OLED barley. I don't use it enough, but it is shockingly good. Shockingly good. I need to re-ink that up. I want to try one of their pencils. Dan, if you're getting the pencils and you want me to review one of the pencils, I want to review one of the pencils. Yeah, I was expecting like a full lineup of like wildly overpriced stuff. I don't know, one of the classic Twists long point pencils. The very classic Yard OLED pencil. Like, I already have one of the pens and love it. I don't need to review the pen, but I really want to try one of the classic design pencils. Oh my god. I love that. I love those Le Creusets. We have one of the fake pots. There's all kinds of knockoffs, just like any like super expensive product that we use all the time. Maybe I'll have to talk my wife into one of these other ones. Like, what would I use a Han Solo and carbonite roasting pot for? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know that the pencils would do that well for you, honestly, because they're probably, what are they, like $250? They're very expensive. It'd still be better than the Faber-Castell Perfect pencil. Yeah, I can't rewizzles. I can't even think of the one we use, but we use it all the time. It's just like the big pot, you know, the classic, but not like Crusade. Yeah, what do I roast, Evan? I guess I'd start roasting if I had Han Solo and Carbonite. What did I say? I think I said Kryptonite once. Oof, Han Solo cornbread. All right, see, you shouldn't tell me this with Christmas coming up. Now you're just giving me ideas. Like that's the last thing I need, but it sounds pretty amazing. My wife would shoot me. Actually, I should just get her that for Christmas. Hey, you're right up my alley. All the cornbread. Golly. Yeah. Oh, man. Wow, the lighting changed in here. Baked great. Stop. Aphrodite, stop. Speaking of which, keep going on your Instagram feed. I follow you, and you're awesome. You should keep going. Just wanted to tell you that. Like buying a bowling ball with home run. Exactly. Totally, exactly. Meat pies, use the porg. What are y'all doing to me? What are y'all doing to me? All right. I was going to like do some of my visual journal stuff today. I don't know. Y'all are just too fun to talk to. All right. First, let's talk about, let me get these magazines out the way. For those who just joined, let me change the lighting here a little bit. I really think I'm going to get real lighting and real lights in here soon, so I don't have to keep adjusting. I did eat breakfast today, thankfully, so I'm not too tortured. Yeah, so I said I was going to hold off on lighting, but it's starting to bother me enough now that I should. One thing I did finally do this morning, which you can't totally tell, but I did flip the camera. It won't flip horizontally. That's how, if I could flip it horizontally, you'd be able to read this. So I only was able to flip it vertically so you can see things the right way when I put them under here. Now, whoops, wrong way. So like, this is, like I can read this and you can read this at the same time. Like I don't have to flip it over, right? So that worked, but the words are going to be backwards. I can flip it in the camera hardware, but I can't flip it in the Streamlabs hardware. They're two different things. So, anywho, y'all didn't want to know that, did you? My daughter stole all of my washi tape, and made bookmarks out of note cards. They're actually really cool. I wasn't even mad. But she's basically taking strips of washi tape and making like geometric designs on note cards as bookmarks. So I can't really argue with that. Whoa. Where's that quote coming from? 20 limited color VPs will be released over the next 15 months. Is that in the US? What is the continuation of that quote? Around the world? Yeah, Rakuten. All right, let's look this up. All right, we may not get to journaling today. Can y'all see this okay? Capless 20 Colors Volume 1. So I'm going to be with the pilot rep next week. We will ask about these. I haven't listened to the recent nib section. The Decimos I heard about. These almost look like some type of brushed. Oh, here, let's translate. No, I'm not. I'm only going to be gone Friday through Sunday, so I'll stream normal schedule next week. I need to put something out. Like I'll have a completely normal schedule, except refill will be Sunday night instead of Saturday morning. Oh, so this is the Decimo. So this is the first 5 of 20. Is that what I'm gathering? These colors are fantastic. Yeah, the nib section's where I first heard about the Lamy notebooks. So like they're super good. That's a great podcast. Plus I love all of them. Like Diana is super awesome. I love talking with her. I need to move that in my queue. Yeah, I think it's the brushing is pretty neat. I'm actually surprised how much I like the chartreuse one. Like I love the blue and the pink one, but that yellowish green color is pretty neat. And it's not like anything else I have. Oh, these are scheduled to arrive soon, like next weekish. Yeah, I agree. Even supposing nib section is A++ podcasting. They do a great job. Highly recommend them. What is this? What is this? Oh, this is just generic pilot video. There's no sound. Oh no, this is just Nagasawa Kobe video. Okay. Oh yeah, you need to listen to the nib section. Super good. So I got a lot of homework for next week already. When we don't talk for 2 weeks, it's amazing how much stuff like in the pin business, pin world happens. Grits on the stove already. So there's going to be, so what do they say? Capless 20 Colors Volume 1, so 5. I wonder what the release schedule is. Like, are we like once a month, once a quarter? It doesn't exactly say. That's really cool. I like it. All right. So many buttons to click on here. Yeah, I don't even know what Mike's doing. See, Andrew. I mean, Mike's being a world traveler, but I don't know if it's just vacation or what this week. But when we have, like, I'm super happy we didn't record yesterday because I got a lot of just like work done. I was like, oh, this is different. I don't have like half of my day tied up, working on the podcast, which is fine normally. But then I get the 2 weeks worth of stuff to talk about. Is a lot of stuff to talk about. So I almost stuck my finger in here like permanently. That didn't go well. Oh, next week's Twitch streams, they will be as scheduled. I do not leave till Friday, and I'm back Sunday. So I will stream Tuesday and Thursday as normal. So I was trying to think about what other things I can do on stream, and one of these things, like I thought today was, and we may do it, we may not, is the visual journaling. Because that's something like I've been missing recently. Like I go in stops and starts with it. Just depending busyness level, really. Like I've been better at doing my theme system journal. Like now that I think about it, I forgot to do it yesterday, but I can still do it this morning. But like I've had some, like anyone, you have your ups and downs in your daily life, right? So what are the things you do to break you out of those like daily ruts you have or weekly ruts you have. And one of my things is just getting away from it all and just like making a journal. And my journals aren't always writing, right? But that's why I've never done like a written journal that well. So like I've done it pretty well with like a theme system journal. That's working well for me. We'll put the link on there, Sarah. So there you go. All right, perpetual intern. A Memento Zero stub that writes horribly. Baby's bottom, railroading, hard start, missing strokes, sometimes double lines. Do I return it to the online vendor or send it off to get tuned? That sounds like, to me, and we'll let, if he's still in here, we'll let certain vendor comment. That sounds like a return to me. Yes. So Dan says return it as well as a Leonardo vendor. That is a return level issue. That is not a I would like it to be different issue. That is a flaw issue. Yep. So that seems to be the consensus, right? So that is a technical problem with the pen, not an I would like this to be different issue, right? So those are two different things. Sad to have it underperform. Yeah, I mean, you want it great out of the box. Sometimes things happen. So if you can get, have a decent, exchange process, then hopefully it'll be good on the flip side. Yeah, like Evan says, only if you were planning on changing it. But if you were getting a stub, you rarely will get the stubs changed after the fact. I don't think I've ever bought a stub and had it made into something else. Although, I mean, obviously technically possible. Speaking of which, I bought my Leonardo from Dan in Atlanta, and I haven't reviewed it yet. And that's such a good pen. I enjoy them. I think I'm good with one. I don't need 3 of them or 6 of them. But I'm happy with what it is. Yeah, that should be like a without question type of situation. Hopefully. We'll see. The MZ Grande. Do you have a link to that? Like, I'm scared to ask. What did I buy? I bought Hawaii Blue, I think. Oh, Jesse, I'm hitting the table. Sorry. I'm doing that. Like, I keep things on my desk to fidget. These small washi tapes are really good for that. I know. Stop. Yesterday, I was working at my desk a lot, and I have a challenge coin from like someone in the military. So like I fidgeted with that all day yesterday. Oh, wow. So is this bigger, thicker, different materials type of thing? That blue one. They changed the grip section. The grip section looks different. But that blue, what is this blue material called? It's really pretty. Caribe. Cool. Y'all didn't know y'all were coming here to buy all of Dan's pens today. But I told him to do it because I wanted to see it myself. Yeah, I don't need it. I think my blue Hawaii is gonna get me for that. So, oh, I do want to show y'all one thing today before I forget. I have very expensive scissors now. I got these from JetPens recently. These are like $30 or $40 scissors. Isn't that crazy? Like, I had to go get these this morning because I couldn't find my a lot of my supplies are in various places right now because my wife's been using them as props for pictures. So the normal scissors I keep in my kit. Whoa. Don't run away. Are gone because they were being used as a prop. So I had these. Yeah, these are, I don't know. Yeah, Blue Hawaii is cool. So yeah, Jeff was into the scissors when we had the physical shop. He always had the fancy big scissors and would have them sharpened and all the stuff. These are stainless steel special coating and produced under the latest and the highest scissors making technology cultivated in a long history. So you can tell this has been translated. It's mostly Japanese. You do need scissors. I saw this when I picked them up. They have a snip right here that you need to cut. So I'm glad I have my knife to get the scissors open. But yeah, produced under the latest and highest scissors making technology cultivated in a long history. That means we do it seriously and we've been doing it a long time. So yeah, I enjoy scissors. I'll buy like the $10 and $15 scissors, like from Jet Pens, titanium coated, but these were like a whole different level. So this is pretty funny though. Oh no, it's a twist tie. So it's a twist tie. You don't have to have the scissors to get them open. So whew. Yeah, you can get some really dangerous large scissors from what I've seen in Jeff's collection at the shop. There was actually a pair that I wasn't allowed to use. Like he had his favorite pair, and I got pair number 2. So nice. Stainless steel special coating. So the special coatings are to keep them from being sticky and things like that. Is the general idea of any special coating. The ones we had, the fabric cutting scissors are hedge clipper size, yes. So, I mean, like that long for our fabric cutting scissors, because you're just having to really crank them through huge rolls of fabric and a lot, like over and over and over again. So they got to be big and strong and sharp. So yeah, Jeff had his special pair, just like Jeff had his own sewing machines. Like he had like machines that only he would use, and then when we would have other people work there, they used the other machines. So just like any good person who is like into like the hobby, you have your favorite thing, and then here you use the extra one. You use the backup pair. So oh, you can see my Chairman Mao with makeup on. Is scissor collecting a hobby? Absolutely. Hobby? Absolutely. So this was my accidental purchase that ended up being pretty cool. It's this notebook. Is this Kikuyo or Midori? I keep knocking these washi tapes. I need to move out the way. I think this was Midori. Yeah, Travelers. This is Travelers brand. So it's just a pocket. I think it was marketed as pocket notebook, but it's literally a notebook full of pocket pages, right? So every page is just like a pocket. But I used it for, like, there's some product drawings, you know, like knock sketches. That's why it's got the knock sticker on there. I cut things out of magazines to put in my journal for, I don't know, whatever reason. It's because of what I like to do. Oh, here's some ink stickers. They're falling out. So I have a little ink sticker that shows all the ink stickers in this batch. What else in here? Yeah, someone sent me these. These are cool little stationery stickers that I use for different things. And then just different pictures. So I subscribe to a magazine called Juxtapose, which is an art magazine. I know you can't read that, it's backwards. But so I'll read them and then I'll save them. and then I'll go back through and like cut out interesting things. That's how I build my journal, or like my visual journal. This is different from a regular journal. And I've shared posts on this before. Like you've seen some of these older pictures before. I'll just cut things out, tape them, write about them, talk about them. Patterns I want to keep, lettering. Sometimes I'll make little drawings myself of what I see in there. I was like, okay, can I mimic this kind of thing? Like that's how I learn, by mimicking. Like I'm not creative in my own mind. I have to see something to be creative. Does that make sense? I think probably a lot of people are that way. No, but I brought that to use today. So I brought the glue tape. That's going to be the new thing. But I also like the visual aspect of the washi tape, right? So that helps like with the visual on these types of things. So like I just cut out like different images, different patterns. I will tell my own story of what I'm seeing, kind of thing. Sometimes I'll practice little drawings of what I see on the page. Just different quotes that the artist might have about their pieces that they create. So it's my way of what I was talking about earlier. Sometimes you just got to escape for a little bit. This is one of my escapes where I'm finding journaling very useful for for my needs in the theme system style. I'm finding that very useful. It's also not the escape for me that journaling is for some people. So I use it. Yeah, like you do things like this because it's not expected. So what I did was in this one, like I found these women. It was a sidewalk and storefronts in New Orleans. Oh, no, these were subway portraits by a photographer named Walker Evans. So there was like a page of all these portraits. I took the portraits out and then I covered up all their eyes. Right? And then I colored their eyes red. Like you can't really see that on their thing. So like that's my way of like making art out of someone else's art. If that makes sense. So this is my escape as opposed to just like pure traditional writing a journal. You just find, a bunch of Christmas tree scented car hangers and tape them to a page. And they just do different colors and different things. So yeah, I like having the ephemera parts of the journal as opposed to like writing journal. So then you like do different things. I guess I've left some blank pages for whatever reason. I made a magnet poetry thing, where you cut the magnets. Suspicious links. Thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. If I could make the refrigerator magnet poetry, like I'd do that. So sometime, I'll make my terrible drawings of what I see. Yeah, I can't do that. Like maybe I should just say this is my regular journal, right? And do this every day because I'm using the theme system stuff to capture my days, right? I'm writing and capturing my days here. I guess this is maybe more of an inspiration journal, like because I do like to remember the patterns, like patterns that I see in art or different things for whatever different creative process I need at the time. Like, making physical cases, like you can see, okay, like colors and shapes and fabrics out of artwork and stuff like that. You can see like I put a collaboration piece in here. Like I put a note in here, collaborate with One Star Leather. Like, so, like this is like the type of thing that I want to do because we don't have a pocket journal holder for our top bound books other than our Hightower. It's just kind of a neat thing. Yeah, even supposing that's exactly the thought process is like do this on the weekend while I'm doing the theme system during the week. And that's where I came up like this weekend. I realized I hadn't been doing this very much. And like, I really have some tough times like during the week, like for a few hours where I'm just like, Like, can't get out of my own way. And this, I go sit at my desk and do this for like an hour or two, and then I'm good. I'm good to go. Like, I got to get this out. So like maybe the weekend is more for that. Yeah, there might be secrets in here. I usually don't put secrets in this journal. Secrets go in the other things like this. So, but I need somewhere to put my drawings too, right? So like I have my sketches, like my extra sketches, like I've just set them here for now, right? So like product sketches, like this is what I do regularly. So I'll have all these product sketches, right? That, okay, maybe we can play around with this. And then so I'll take a sketch. I love our line. I never thought I'd like our line cards as much as I do, but I can have a sketch on one side and then product details on the other side. So then I've had all these, so I need to tape these into this journal because it's more of an inspiration thing for me than anything. And I was like, okay, so this was just like not-co brainstorming stuff. Like, what if I change the Brasstown stitching pattern? You know, what if we had a different case that was just more of a storage case like this? Fodder stack mini we will not make. Regular fodder stacks are coming back though. You know, this is a in design for just a pouch, the Brasstown without the roll in it, right? Could we make like a strong, durable, flat, like you see those boat pin cases that they call them. So like that's the kind of stuff I do. Y'all can read all my notes now. Let's see if I talk bad about anybody in any of these. Suspicious links. That's pretty awesome though that you found all those journals. Like I'm still looking for one journal I know I have. Like one of my first visual journals that I finished. So I've been doing this since I had my day job. And I'd get like an official hour for lunch. So I'd get a full 1 hour break. And right around the corner from our office was like a Barnes and Noble with the cafe in it. So pretty much like 3 or 4 days a week, I would take my hour, go there during the middle of my work shift, and just do this for the entire time and then go back. And I have that journal somewhere, and it's probably like 10 years old. And I know I kept it, and I cannot come up with it, but I'm trying to find it because it's the precursor to all this. So yeah, so like I have all kinds of things. So that's where I keep the extra stuff. Thanks, Doug. This is where I keep the stuff. RB Tally, thanks so much for the follow. So like, you know, I love these drawings like this where you can just see the detail and the pattern. You know, so I'll save these. You know, color, shapes, notes, all kinds of stuff. So like that's where this card came from. It's like, okay, let me put this in here and that way I have it captured, right? So that's how I do it. And then, so like I just, like in this one I found like when in the article I was reading a quote I wanted to write. And then like this was Cause talking about creating. And like I highlighted this part, it says totally ridiculous to a regular adult. And I feel that's like what my entire life is right now. Like I'm pretty much a regular adult, probably like an old guy, but I don't feel like it, nor do I act like it. And like that's quote totally ridiculous to a regular adult, like explains my life like completely, right? I don't want to be a regular adult. I don't enjoy being a regular adult, right? Did I say sketching notebooks or something? Whatever. Oh, you did it. Big spiral sketching notebooks. Yeah. Like I'm going to find my thing. I like the word grown up. I can be a grown up. I don't want to be an adult though, like a regular adult. I don't ever want to be called regular. So, boy, that's a whole conversation. I don't know if I'm ready for that. So yeah. I remember this. This is Molly Crabapple. She's a super awesome artist. I was one of her first supporters on Kickstarter. Way back, one of the first Kickstarter projects I supported. Molly she rented a hotel room or an apartment, covered the whole room with paper, all the walls with paper, and then drew the entire room. And then the Kickstarter was to fund that, and then your Kickstarter reward was she went and she took everything back off the walls when she was done and cut out parts of the wall and shipped them to you for your reward level. So that was very cool. But yeah, she's very cool. This was me. They do this. Did I do an official review of this washi tape that you're supposed to be able to write on really well with this grid pattern? I forget who makes it. I don't know if it's MT or Kokuyo, but it really works. So all the different pen types, pencil types. I was shocked at how well this worked. I must have did this for a review, but felt it was kind of like a good fit in my journal. Excuse me. So yeah, these were I don't know if you can see this, but this was an article about Daniel Johnston before he passed. And if anyone's followed me for a while, I'm a Mark's Writable Maste. Thank you. I figured I did. This was an article in Juxtapose about some people going to Daniel Johnston's house and like looking around. And then I wrote this whole story I rewrote this whole story that was in the article that I thought was good. Yeah, exactly. That's what it was from. I remember doing that now. Yep. So I needed a place to do that. Cool. Yeah, I knew I've shared a lot of this before. So like I rewrote. I didn't say what pen I used, but boy, it's tiny. Oh yeah, the article was called Daniel Johnston Brought Me Tacos and I'm Still Smiling. All right, see you even supposing. See you next week. Yeah, so like that's what I do. And that's pretty much where I left off. So it's been a while since I've actually gone into this book and used some of the things that I have for this, like all these different, like this artist, I forget her name. I probably wrote it on here. Yeah. So I will normally, like if I cut something out and can't remember their name offhand, I'll write it on the back of the page. And this is Lucy Sparrow. And what she does is she'll rent out like an entire bodega that is not being used and make an entire bodega shop out of felt. And that will be her art project for like, it'll be open. I don't know how long it takes her to make. She'll make all the products out of felt and then open up the store and then sell those products as her art installation. So Lucy Sparrow, go look her up. So this is like the baked bean cans off the shelf, right? But it's like everything you would see in a store in like a bodega, and like she's done candy shops and some other things. It's really, really neat and different type of stuff. So yeah, when I cut them out, I always want to give credit to the artist in my book on my page so I can remember if I need to look them back. So like I just had this photograph of this kid on this BMX bike in front of a little grocery store, and then on the back I'll write the name, Michael Barnes, Charm City. So this must have been from like a Baltimore photography series, right? So that's how I'll keep these things, keep them in order. Mary Quant, 1967, stuff like that. Speaking of Baltimore, did you order notebooks? So yeah, that's kind of how I do it. So, and it's basically just me flipping through magazines like this. Like I have a stack of magazines, of just the Juxtapose magazines. So I'll read them and then I'll put them in the stash. And then I'll get live erasable at the Baltimore show. That'd be great. I'm gonna try to be at the Baltimore show this year, hopefully. I haven't really planned my thing, so yeah, I'll just cut these out, save them, write some notes about the artist, things like that, and then pitch the magazines. So like I keep them until I trash them, till I've gone through them and cut everything else that I wanted, and then throw them away. It's just like endless like inspiration. Like this is the only magazine I subscribe to, but like you can see why. It's just, I don't know, for me it's like really, really perfect. So yeah, so that's what I do for my visual journal. It's just constant. So I was trying to think of other things like I can do on stream, and like this is one of those things. Maybe I'll just sit here one day, instead of talking about how I do it, just actually do it. Thank you, Tiny Badge. I love this shirt. So yeah, that would be super cool if there was an erasable podcast at the Baltimore show. I would definitely try to make it if that's the case. Faux show. Ooh, fabric and sewing machines. See, now we're talking. You see why I like this magazine. They need to fund travel. Are they going to do a Kickstarter or some crowdfunding thing? I know Andy's hesitant about using Kickstarter, which I understand. They should just do it through their shop, through their erasable shop. Just do essentially pre-order. They should do a pre-order thing. I haven't listened to it recently, so I don't know. Yeah, this is the magazine I subscribe to. And these are the older editions, the new ones. It used to be a monthly magazine. Now it's a quarterly magazine, and they're like bigger. Like it wouldn't fit in this entire camera section now. Like it's quarterly and it's gigantic. So yeah, it's very cool. Yeah, I think Johnny getting to the show is the easy part. Tim, probably not too hard. Andy, across the country. Good morning, Thunder Viking. Yeah, I subscribe to their RSS feed online. Yeah, uppercase. Colossal, uppercase. High fructose is another one. Like, those are all in my realm. But I get a lot of links for Colossal for refill and misfill. But yeah, that's kind of, my... Do I read Flow? No, that one actually I don't know of. Is it a magazine? I take it. Okay, cool. I'll have to check that out. Traveling and creativity. I like it. Ah, nice. Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen this before. That looks great. Cool, I will check that out. That looks right up my alley for what I'm doing. Oh, and I use the Burton to carry all my accessories in. Okay, that's where I'll get like some extra magazines if I need it. I'll get sometimes I'll get like some of the surfing magazines. They usually have really cool inspirational stuff for me because I'm a big surfer now. But I just like looking at that stuff. Yeah, me and Mike, we're up at like 5 a.m. every morning with our 4 a.m. pens. Head down to the shore and paddle out. You know us. 4 a.m. pin. Shh. Shh. What was I looking up? I don't remember. No, any shore is a shore. The Jersey Shore doesn't have a lock on that name. It's just not capitalized. The Jersey Shore is capitalized, like you have it. The Shore. Down Ocean, that one I have not heard of. We'll go. Actually, we don't go to the shore in the south. We go to the beach. You want to go to the beach. That means any beach. Let's see how these scissors work. Down the shore, I have definitely heard that. Hun. I'm kind of glad I like all the Hun talk in Baltimore, but when I'm I'm glad it's over with. It's a lot. It's a lot. Not gonna lie. Hun. That and the natty bow. Like, I was good without that. I mean, I was good when it was done. Like, it was great while I was there, but then I was glad it was over. Is that fair? Is that unfair? I mean, ooh, these scissors are sharp. Yeah, once you live there, then it's just, you don't even notice it, right? Bows and O's. Good grief. That could be something. What is visual journaling? It's basically what I call my inspiration notebook. So I take a notebook, just this regular old notebook, and I cut out things and write about them. So I cut out pictures, tape them in my notebook, write notes, do little drawings, save patterns, different things like that. So I was just going through kind of how I do it. Kind of a thing. It's kind of what I do, as opposed to like writing a journal. Because one thing we've learned about over the years, Brad doesn't like to write about his feelings. He just likes to stew. Wow, this is these scissors are very sharp. I guess any scissors are very sharp when you take them right out the box, right? Brad likes to keep his feelings on the inside, which sometimes makes him in a bad mood. So Brad has to find a way to let his feelings out, and apparently this is one way. Brad's vision board. Yes, that's a good way to put it. Unfortunately, I will destroy some of the artwork to make it fit into my notebook better. So like this picture is really pretty and stuff, and it's just kind of a cool layout, but it's got to be trimmed down to fit properly in the notebook. Sorry, who is this? Why don't they put his name like in the first paragraph? I guess he goes by Retna, but I don't know his real name. Retna, R-E-T-N-A. Does he have a real name? Nope, just Retna. So, thank you, Retna. Very cool artwork. I didn't know Retna before. Like, a lot of these artists I'll know. Most of them I don't. What are my thoughts on the Element notebooks? I love mine. I also got a good one. Right, they had an issue during Kickstarter fulfillment where they had different batches of paper. I got in on the good batch of paper, therefore I really enjoy mine. The Tomoe River one is excellent. I really like what they do, and I haven't heard from them in a while. Like, have they been still making stuff? Like, I hope so, because I thought they did a really good job. Like, I love how they look, right? They're super cool. I love the cloth covers. I love the element, whatever this was called. Someone will tell me in the chat what it was called. But yeah, generally, I think they're fantastic. So the paperwork's good for me. But yeah, that's why I had to test it in the back to see. Okay, when I heard that there was paper issues, so I took a broad nib and some ink. What is this? This is the Faber-Castell Viper Green in a broad stub nib, and I had no bleed, no feathering, no nothing with mine at all. So mine's been great. Yeah, so I think they're fantastic. Very cool idea. All right, let's try this Tombow tape. I need to fill in this one page that I skipped because that's gonna bug me. This one. So it has a little guard there. Is that what we do? So we might. So I always just try to figure out whether I want to do them straight at an angle. You can do whatever you want. So do I just, and then just lift? Okay, that's pretty cool. Is it very sticky? Like if I stick once, it's like on there? Like, or can you like remove, like washi tape you can remove and restick? Can you do that with this? It is super easy to use. It just pops right off. It doesn't even feel like you're using anything. There's no stickiness, inherent stickiness to it. Pretty permanent. On paper, I assume it's probably on there pretty good. We can test it out later. So like, not only do I love this piece, but like I've noticed things like the scribble lines in like her headpiece. Like that's what I notice, like out of things like this. It says permanent adhesive, does it? Mine just says Tombow Mono Dots adhesive. I tossed the packaging, but it's permanent. I believe you. I like how when you like go to pull it off, like when you're done with your line, it just pops straight off. That is really clean. That's actually a pleasant surprise. It's kind of weird not having the washi tape on there. Game changed. So then I like for my, well, I guess I can take these out, couldn't I? For my visual journaling pens, I usually don't have like fountain pens or something. I'll have my gel pens and drawing markers. So I have my Caran d'Ache pencil, my fixed pencil, Zebra Superfine brush pen, Kuretake Zigman Gaka 0.2 in purple, orange 05 Pigma Micron, and a 35 Copic Multiliner SP. I don't know. I just like these types of things, these types of pens when I'm doing my visual journal. It's something different than like if I'm using fountain pens all the time. It's like I like to have something different every now and then. Multiliner SP is my jam. The price increase was egregious. Egregious, Tony. They are really expensive now. Like almost uncomfortably so. Right? I think I was paying $6.95 to $7.50, which is very expensive, and now they're 10. Oof, that's like in the span of what, 3-4 years. That's a big increase. That's a big increase. All the grits. So I'll just make a little note about who the artist is, what the piece is from, sometimes the year, if I can find it. This is what, 2017. So Retna has done set design for Kylie Minogue. It is it? Yeah, it sure is. So that's the one thing I'm missing. I don't know if you heard me talking about the camera. I can flip it vertically, but the horizontal is not an option in my software. On the camera software, I had it flipped both directions, so it made me look like a righty. This software doesn't allow for that. Yeah, so this is basically, maybe I should call it an inspiration notebook, or I do visual journal. Does Pelican make any steel nibs bigger than the M20X nibs? That's a great question. I mean, there's one man you can ask. Mr. Joshua Danley would know. I've never seen them. Yeah, that seems to be the one. Because I love the steel, Pelican Steel Extra Fine is one of my favorite stock nibs. Even though it's wide, I love how it feels. It's really good. That's one I really like. Dan, did you sell out of all the Star Rubies? Was it a hot seller? I'm guessing it was, but I don't know. See, I'm cutting out this picture because it's almost like a picture of what I'm doing. What's that? I stepped away for a second. I'm doing my visual journal. So like I keep a journal of like inspiration. So it's just things I cut out and save and keep for later. You know, a lot of patterns, stories, quotes, things like that. So it's just one of those things I do. It's kind of like I do this at home. I don't always do that. Oh, sorry. Yeah. I was one track mind. I asked you if you sold out all your Star Rubies. Thank you, Tony. I knew you were a moderator for a good reason. You moderate me even. You have a lot. They made a lot probably, huh? They always make a lot for the Ink of the Year pin edition, right? I mean, I think that's generally a lot. Like you'll see those around for several months at a minimum, yeah. You're on the fence about this one? I'm surprised. Like even if it's not your style, I think it's a really good pen. Like if you're like into that edition, even if it's not your favorite edition, I could see, okay, well, I should have this as part of the collection if that's the thing I do, right? Like, I can see that. Like, when I got one, the one I opened last week or 2 weeks ago, I was like, yeah, I get it. Like, I wouldn't want it necessarily for me, for my use, but I see why it's super popular. And, like, if I was into that thing, like, I would totally have this pen. I think it's pretty transparent. I mean, I guess the other ones aren't extremely transparent. I thought it was less glittery in person, or the glitter was finer. The particles were finer, as Andrew tells me. The particulates. I think you should get one. Now, if you forced me to pick and I could only have Star Ruby or Aquamarine, I'm going to pick Aquamarine. Like, that's where I'm at with it. Even though I think it's pretty amazing. Right? I bet you can find the amethyst. It's not that old. So this artist that I just cut out this piece for, his name is Francis Picabia. Our heads are round so our thoughts can change direction. I can get behind that. Right? That's what we do. I can appreciate that. See, that goes in the book. That's a really good question, Cal. And I have to say, I'm surprised I'm going to say this, actually, that I would save up. Because I love the 205 series. I would actually save for a 6 or 800. Because you can get some 6 or 8 special editions. I'd get a 6 or 800 special edition, not a striped one. Personally, I think they have more style. And you can find them for pretty reasonable prices. It's such a different sized pen once you go from the 200 and 400 to the 600 or 800 that I feel it's worth it. Yeah, I feel like I would wait. Yeah, 800 is one of the best pens on the planet as far as like everything you get for that size, the build quality, the filling system, the nib, and the prices. I mean, it's an expensive pen. I don't want to, play around, but you can find them for pretty reasonable. What about for lady hands? I mean, the 600 is still pretty good. I mean, I don't have big hands, and I love the 200. Like, the 200 and 400 are awesome. In this situation, I think I would just wait for, like, 600. I don't think is egregiously big. 800 could be too big for tiny lady hands. Is there a reason to choose the 800 over the 1000? I mean, I'll wait and give my opinion on that. I'll see what everyone else says first. Because I have strong opinions on that. Yep. That's pretty much it. The nibs are demonstrably different. And I do not like it. I do not like the 1000 nib. Could we see some drawings? I don't have some more like, yeah, okay. The 1000 nib is unusable. I would echo that sentiment. Like, I feel that strongly about it. And you have giant hands, but it's the nib. It's all in the nib. So I have some like product drawings. I don't know that I have like any like pure sketches. Where's my other book? So like I have product drawings here that I've done, when I'm laying out doing like design work. So like that's some of my product drawing stuff. Like that's mostly what I do anyway. I think that folks who call it too small are compensating. Any new products in the works? Kinda. I mean, we're gonna have restocks of Lookout, Tallulah, and Fodder Stack, hopefully in a month. Brand new products, not before next year, but like these are the things we think about. Like, see this sketch right here? This was the original Sapelo XL design. Was a vertical design, but it ended up being this. Hey, perpetual intern, slow your roll. I say a month, like they're looking for labels for me because the product's on the line, but you know what that means in my world. I'm hoping for a month because then I can sell them for the holidays and be happier about, you know, the bank account for knock. But who knows what'll happen. So this drawing in particular, this is how this started. It was a vertical Sapelo, and it ended up being this. So that's where this product came from. It ended up being a horizontal design, and I think the horizontal design is better for this. But that's exactly what this drawing is right here. So, like, this is a big pin case. Like, this is a trifold big wrap. I know. I think we're going to scrap the Traveler's Seed. Maybe. I don't know. I'll see if I can order like 200 of them. It's such a good design. But we don't have the notebook products to put in them. Like, we'd like to sell both, but not really. I like this. I've ended up carrying this far more than I ever thought I would. Like, I clearly love it, but it's become more useful. But is it the right design? Which one? Travelers, it's totally the right design. It's totally the right design. I just don't know if it's the right product, right? That's a different question to ask, right? Yeah, but the right one to make next, right? That's the question. The right design and the right to make next are two separate questions, right? Two completely different things. Which is why it's not made yet. Because I have to sell it. And I think I could sell a bunch right out the gate. Like a bunch. So figuring out how to order them. Wow, that's some English. Yeah, like it's on the list, but it is not at the top. Boy, this thing is really good. Yeah. So the only thing like our Traveler Seed case does not have is we chose, after testing it, I have a lot of samples of that case. Our Traveler Seed case will not have built-in elastics in the spine, right? You're gonna have to put your own covers in, elastic them together yourself, because we didn't think that was a technical victory. It can be done. Obviously, people do it. We didn't like our product with that in it. Like, those are some of the decisions we make when we're designing things and making things. Can we get a peek at the next things on the list are? It's Tallulah, Fodder Stack, and Lookout. New colors in Tallulah and Fodder Stack. One new color in Lookout, one existing color in Lookout. So that's where we're at with those. I don't have pictures to show of those. The Tallulah will be bright. The Lookout and Fodder Stack will be muted. I will tell you that. The Tallulah will be very bright. Oh, and I'm sorry, and a pencil case too. We're doing a new, our pencil case that we made that was pencil themed. We decided to stick with the theme, and we're doing the Tombow Mono 100 is our next pencil theme. So it's going to be a black case with a gold zipper and a black label with the pencil logo on it. I totally forgot about that one. I'm really excited about that because I like our pencil cases. So each one we do will be themed somehow around a pencil that I like. New spoke stuff, not until we get done with the Kickstarter, and we're getting close. We're almost up to like 80% fulfilled. Chipotle ad. They are fancy. They're so fancy, Sarah. And then new spoke will have, the first thing will be new colors. And then after that, we'll have new products. Our heads are round so our thoughts can change direction. I like that. How long is left on the Kickstarter? Like a couple hundred pins? 200-300? Which is not that much. We're gonna end up being about 2 months behind on that, which sucks, but just how it worked. Keep trying to figure out those shirts or those Pokemon. No, they're roosters. I don't know the significance of them. I just thought it looked cool. Although it does evoke cockfighting, I guess, maybe, which is not cool. But at first it looked pretty cool. Yeah, in Kickstarter time, that is practically done early, unless you're a backer of the project. You know what I'm saying? In Kickstarter time, we're crushing it. In backer expectation time, which I get, fair. That's fair criticism. Right? So, but yes, in Kickstarter time, crushing it. But we are getting close. Like super close. So that's cool. That is cool. I haven't been on any of the 3-year late ones. I've been on some of the failed ones. The toughest ones, the ones I hate the most, are the partially failed ones, where some people get their stuff, or some people get their stuff and it's good, some people get their stuff and it's rotten, and then some people don't get anything at all. Was it Apollo? Is that high-tech C-Pen that like they fulfilled some and then bailed after a long campaign of, after being like well over a year late? Sorry, ASMR, paper crinkling ASMR. As messy as my desk gets sometimes, I'm super particular about the trash. My trash can's full all the time. First Kickstarter I backed was the Sketchnote, the recent one. Sketchnote handbook. They goofed that one up a little bit. I'm not going to lie. I need to tell, I think Mike knows, so I didn't want to pile on. The charge shipping after the campaign. You got to include that stuff. Yeah, they charge shipping after. You want to give everyone their full cost up front. You're just asking for trouble. I think Mike realizes that now. I don't need to tell him that. He knows. Because I've seen the comments. I've seen the comments. It was not good. I mean, no matter if you spell it out or not, you want to. I didn't think it was a huge deal either, but I get it. Like, they spelled it out, but when you have to pay twice for a project, you want to give your customers the best experience, right? And asking them for a second round of money, regardless of if you told them up front, opens yourself up, right? I don't think they would do that again. But shipping paper is so expensive. Like, so they're getting hit with mega. Some people are getting hit. International backers are getting hit with huge charges. Yeah, I've backed out of one or two. Right. No, I agree. Like, and that's how they felt that they were doing the right thing. And like, I didn't think much about it at the time. But once you realize that to ship one notebook, and I'm talking from someone who ships notebooks to Europe, shipping one notebook to Europe will cost about $22. And you back that notebook for $19. You just have to go up front and say that's going to be the cost, and people can make the decision up front to not back it if they choose. Right. And those are just facts. Like, they're not doing there's nothing you can do about that shipping cost except where you present it. Right. And then that's excluding any customs charges. Right. So when you have a customer expectation of, I've backed this project, even though you knew up front it said X, when you actually see the black and white, you're just putting customers in a situation to not be delighted. Right? So you take the hit up front by giving full costs and them not backing it, as opposed to coming around on the back end. This is just personal opinion. This is how, it's hindsight, right? No, they didn't. They took it as, I'd have to go back and read the description, but they took it as, we need to see the quantities to manage the shipping costs. So maybe we can get better deals for better shipping quantities, things like that, right? So someone who doesn't know is only going to be, like, I know how much things cost because I do it all the time. Someone who doesn't know about shipping is going to flip. And that's what they're seeing. And like, I don't think it was intentional, right? I think it was just, in retrospect, that's one of those things in retrospect. It's like, oh, that was probably not a good idea, right? Like, I wouldn't do that again. The handbook is really good. I will tell you that straight up front. Right. So they're actually just doing direct refunds now, which you can apply through Kickstarter since they couldn't back out. But when they're having to pay $22 for a $19 book and not know what else is coming as far as like customs and stuff goes, yeah, they're doing the right thing by saying, email us, we'll credit the Kickstarter, which you can do up to a certain amount of time. Like, I couldn't go back and do like spoke pen things now. I think we can just do it like PayPal or whatever. Like, we can't press a button on Kickstarter anymore. You can do that for a while. So yeah, I mean, they're handling it as best they can, and in retrospect, they maybe do it differently. I hadn't talked to Mike about it. He doesn't need to hear from me. Like, he's getting enough crap about it to go like, oh, maybe that was a good idea. I don't know. Whatever. So like, mine will cost like $8 to ship. I would rather pay for that up front. But then you're, like, the whole thing's different at the time. So original ETA of January 2017. I don't think I have any open projects, but I back so many I may not even know. Sometimes I forget. So, yeah. The notebook will be good though. I can vouch for that after having one. It's really well done. So, it's a learning experience. It's a learning experience. I make mistakes all the time like that, You just try to do the best thing you can by your customers. It's always a challenge. What is the right thing to do? Worst one I had was pay it forward. That was a rough one. Like, luckily it got corrected because it could have gone the other way. For sure. Any new Kickstarters? I'm passing on the double-sided nib one. What's that one called? Starts with a P. I'm blanking. That's the hot one right now in the pin world. Penumbra. I call it Penumbra. That's a Destiny thing. Still waiting, or is it done, Tony? Like, waiting and canceled are never going to happen. It's different than waiting. Are they actively updating it? Premec? Is that it? Premec? Waiting. Wow. Like they're updating? Like once a year you'll get an update? Dude's still working on it. That's amazing. Wow. I don't have all my login information here. Yeah, that's the only pin one that I'm thinking of right now. Mythic pins. I don't know what. Pre-Mad. Am I launching anything? No, not until next year. I don't know. We're tempted to do a knock pre-sale. We wouldn't do it on Kickstarter. We have an idea we want to do that would be a good pre-sale, but not Kickstarter. It's kind of we're kind of in that dead zone right now, though, right? Where no matter, like, if I fired up a pre-sale tomorrow and ran it for a month, it's like you're not getting it before Christmas, like guaranteed. It's like a next spring thing, right? So do we just wait until January? Our next Kickstarter type thing will be the Pin Addict thing. We may or may not run it on Kickstarter. We'll see. Next year's thing. So we have a knock pre-sale we want to do. I got to get the samples in for it though first. Did anyone watch Steven's review on the Pre-Mad? This one we actually have, Sarah. We actually have this one. Not done, but we know exactly what we want to do. So we are ahead of that game. Yeah, I agree, Andrew, but and like this is something we could pre-sell any time of year. Like I wouldn't be opposed to doing it. But just like the Burton, when we did the Burton for this last Kickstarter, when we launched that project, end of February, early March, and I started getting the cases in August, and that's 6 months minimum. Oh, it's that guy. Was that the guy with the thing? Brooks tagged me on Instagram where he had like the hand carved cap. Is it the same guy? Yeah, the Ooh La La was going to be our first ahead of schedule thing, and then we screwed that up. That was on us. Yeah, so new colorways in Tallulah, Lookout, and Fodder Stack, hopefully in the next month. Hopefully no more than 2 months. And then new Sinclairs and Brasstowns next year. Mostly new colorways. We're doing 2 Lookouts. One will be an existing colorway of the Lookout. And then the rest of them will be new colorways, but not a lot. Like we're going to scale this down, right? So Tallulah, I'm doing 1 colorway. Fodder Stack, I'm doing 1 colorway. Lookouts, I'm doing 2 colorways because they've been out for too long. And then that way we can not have 3 to 4 colorways of one thing, have to sell them all before we can order the next thing. Like when the fodder stack looks like it's selling out, I can say, here's the next color and put in the order and continue it like that, right? That's how we're going to do it now, where I can take the one thing and manage that color and not have piles of inventory, but hopefully sell through quicker, reorder quicker, and then have more colors more frequently. Air quotes plan. We'll see how it plays out. If you had more capital, would that matter? Yes, it would still matter. Because I still have to sell it no matter how much capital I have today. Capital does not equal sales. Capital doesn't fix sales. When is the golf pencil size chimney top coming out? Same time as the mini fodder stack. I mean, all of our colors are a limited edition, even though we've never presented it that way. We just try not to do the same thing twice, and it doesn't mean we won't. The fodder stack is so loved. It's probably still the most emailed case I get emails on. It's so simple, but it works. Yeah, it's really good. It's a great design. It's too good of a design, which was the problem all along. It was too good of for something so simple. It was too good of a design. I don't mind being bugged. Yeah, it really is. I never thought that case would be such a problem. Neither of us did. He knew it when he made it, that he'd solved something, but we didn't realize how it couldn't be replicated easily. Well, the fodder stack is at least sooner than later. Like, we have no new Brasstowns or Sinclair's colors picked yet. But, I mean, we'll pick them soon because we got to put an order in. But it's a whole different balancing act now. We're really trying to strip it down to the studs and kind of reboot. But, I mean, we can't do that all the way, right? New fodder stack colorway is clay and sand, I think is how it's going to be described. So we did a Tallulah 2 years ago for the Pen Addict, or 2 years ago, 2 campaigns ago, that had a clay exterior and sunshine interior. And the clay worked really exceptionally well for an exterior color. So we're going to do that again, but we're going to tame down the interior to be a sand color. So it's going to be a very earthy style, something different for us. Clay Sunshine is the fucking, oh, wow. That's how much I like that case. I just cussed it. It's the bomb color. My friend Nate on Twitter got his spoke pins and sent me a picture of them sitting in that color. All I said was, man, that case is hot. That's one of those happy accidents. You know, clay and sunshine. So we ended up loving it so much, we're going to do clay and sand. There's no audio mods. There's no audio mods. I'm my own audio editor. I just got fired. So that clay and sand will be in fodder stack and lookout. And it's going to be good. It's going to look good. Don't totally quote me on the name of the interior, but you can get the picture of what that color would be. A very, very light tan. Way out of line for what we normally make, which is why we're doing it. We're also going to do the only other thing. Yeah, like the 70 Student Soul, just not as bright of an orange. The other colorway we're going to do the Sapelo XL in like a full black or a black and gray. A very traditional. Black fodder stack with white stitching. That's not... is the net effect of having gone with distribution and then gone back to all sales and house an overall increase in sales? No, it's a massive decrease in sales. But it's a massive increase in margin. So getting those things to line up is the difficulty right now. Our sales are way, way, way down. Retail had a lot of sales, just we didn't make enough on those sales to continue that way. Now we're selling way less in an effort to make more margins. So eventually, like not today, but like a year from now, we want to be in the catbird seat of having a lot of sales and a high margin. So we had to make this change now so later we can have that. Right now, no. Because I haven't brought out enough new products. Our sales are directly tied to our efficiency at putting out new products. And we blew our efficiency out of the water. So that's where we'll eventually, that tide will turn, because I mean, I believe strongly enough in the product, and I think it's a good enough product, and I think our customer base is strong enough to eventually reverse that trend that was self-inflicted. It's just not, it is not fast whatsoever. So yeah, I like talking about this stuff too, Thunder Viking. Like it helps me gather my thoughts on it too. Because I mean, it is not easy right now. Knock stuff is not easy right now because we're just frustrated. We want to do so much more. Like, man, like Jeff and I love knock so much and enjoy it so much and have so much fun making stuff. And then you wrap a business around that, and that's the hard part, right? So we'll make it work. So just one of those decisions that didn't work the first time, and we're paying the price for it still to this day, because it's not a quick turnaround deal. But we both are committed to the long term of it because we like making stuff too much. And to be perfectly honest, I think our stuff's really good. Oh, thank you, Thunder Viking. But I mean, that's why I think our product is really dang good. That's why we're here. And we have fun doing it. It's businessing. Manufacturing is hard. Businessing is hard too. Yeah, Jeff has to work for the man now. He hates that. If anyone is not cut out to work for the man, it's Jeff. Clay Sunshine, all the cases. That's not a terrible idea. I should do a brass town like that because that's what I want. Maybe we'll do that next. Maybe we'll do Clay Sunshine for the next round of Brass Town Sinclairs. Ooh. That's such a good colorway. Where's my phone? I'm writing that on the list. Brass Town and Sinclair, that colorway would work exceptionally well. So we'll do that. Because we got to decide on those colors sooner than later. New note. Product brainstorm. I mean, y'all help a lot, honestly. Sometimes you just got to get things dislodged and have new ideas. What color is the new Tallulah? I may get it wrong because I'm not looking at it. The Tallulah is going to be Funky Town style. It's going to be the bright purple, like the current Brasstown and Fodder stack. I think it's that purple. It's going to be a pink zipper, and then it's going to be like a bright blue interior like this. Is there some yellow? Does it have yellow stitching? I don't know. It's out there. Yeah, it's a oh hell yes case. It's going to be the only thing in that colorway for now. Everything else is going to be more tame. That one's going to be, yeah. The more Lisa Frank stuff I can do, the better. But I also have to do black, right? Which I like black too, but black is makes the money, so we can do the Lisa Frank stuff. Just, straight up. We will sell more black no matter what. Any case, any style. Fact. And I'm good with that. So back to that whole, how are we going to order new colors things? So like I might have 2 new colors of Brasstown instead of 4 at one time. And then I can reorder, if I can have 2 or 3 colors release, 2 or 3 releases of 2 colors each throughout the year, then I'm happy. Then singular massive order that I can't sell through in a decent amount of time. So figuring all that out. Nah, people aren't boring. People like what they like. People are people. But like I'm here wearing like a cockfighting shirt. Of course I'm gonna make like the wild pink cases. But I like the black and grays too. They have a place. They have a home. It's super good. So I hope to have news of that stuff, the Knox stuff, soon. When we're talking with our manufacturer about which labels go on which products, I know we're in the queue. Yeah, that's why we do several colors of a singular case. I always say we like to do 1 standard, 1 wild, and 1 kind of in the middle. If we're going to do like 3 colorways, that's generally what you'll see us do. The site does not have cleaning instructions, but I need to put that on there because we do give them out all the time via email, or at least we might have put it up there. I can't remember, but it's basically you want to use like a dish rag or a washcloth, warm water, a dab of dish soap, and pat it as much as you can, and then let it air dry. It's never going to be like crystal clean again, because you can't put them in the washing machine. People have done it accidentally and they've come out okay. We would never recommend to put our products in a washing machine or a dryer because they have interior padding and that's going to get changed the shape of the case. So the best thing you can do is warm water, dish rag, light amount of dish soap, pat it, and let it air dry. Let's see. A lot of people think they're machine washable because they're fabric. The problem is the interior. If they didn't have it's called batting on the interior, the padding that makes them kind of fluff up a little bit. If they didn't have that, they would be okay to dishwash. Yes, so like the pencil pouch is fine to throw in a machine, right? Because there's no interior. Our stitching's going to hold up. It's not a stitching problem. It's an interior materials problem if you decide to machine wash. Yeah, that's a good review. Classic. That review gives me feelings. Yeah, if you get them ink stained, you're not getting that out. Like dirt and grime, you can get a lot of that out. Ink stains you will not get out. So you just have to own it. Wear it. Badge of honor. Even I, like, as someone who can replace the cases, if I get an ink stain in one, I just kind of like it better. Like I end up using it more, or not more, but I accept it. Like, hey, this is my case now. Like this is Konpeki. Remember that time I did the Konpeki ink on the case? Now it's my story, part of the deal. Right? We will not make a white case. We will not make it, because even meant for ink stains, it's just going to look gross. Ooh, a bottle of Aurora Black spill on your briefcase. Now that's a different level. We did a few white special edition cases. You would have had to been like in the know. No. So yeah, white cases are not gonna happen. Antler Crusack. Doesn't Crusack hate that though? Or am I making that story up? Not that would stop me from doing it. You know, if you bought my product, you can do whatever you want with it. He loved it, maybe? Yeah, I don't know. You won a Crusack. Sweet. Which one was he giving away? Red Heart. What shape? He's got so many different shapes now. All the different L sizes. Oh. Evan Max. I clicked the wrong button. Oh, Evan. Hang on a second. All right. Did I get him? All right, you're fixed. There was too many scrollings while I was trying to ban people. Oh, damn it. Yeah, I know Tony wasn't on his game, so I had to ban that guy. And then as soon as I clicked it, my screen scrolled. So it banned Evan. Nice. I should actually just screenshot where it says Pin Addict banned Evan Max 17. Yeah, and I'm so used to not having to do it. It took me a second to like figure out, okay, where do I go to press the thing? And I thought I'd already banned him before the second message. So why do people do that? Like, I guess to get rises out of people like me. Yeah, that was a pretty basic troll, right? Like, it wasn't even like, oh, so they were like mimicking real people? Like, were they doing it over and over again? Was it on YouTube or on Twitch? Oh, YouTube, you said that. So they would, oh, it was a basic, it was a politics troll, which was pretty basic. It's like, do you think Andrew Yang didn't get enough speech time? I'm like, is that even really a troll? But it wasn't bad. It's pretty tame for trolling. So yeah, what the on Mike's thing, were they like almost like impersonating like real people in the stream? That's scary. Or attempting to. All right. Speaking of lunch, I think it's about that time. Y'all are awesome. If y'all have any ideas for what you want to see on colored pencil set for 7-year-old recommendations, the Statler Norris seems to be pretty easily attainable and pretty good, I think. Is that the one I'm thinking of? The Crayola colored pencils are shockingly good. I would agree with that. But like the Statlers you can get at like Office Max, Staples, things like that are pretty good. I've had good success with those. Dash, yeah, of course. You get the Tombow or Rojitin Rojitin ones. Yeah, it's time for me to go find some grits. So what I was going to say, if there's anything you want me to do on stream, like I'll do some of this journaling. I'm probably going to do some handwriting stuff on the stream, just do some practice while I talk. You know, not really like a handwriting stream, but like if we're going to sit here and chat for a while, like today's been awesome, right? But it'd be cool to have like maybe one thing we talked about more. Like, okay, today I'm going to practice my A's and I'm just going to write a page out. And like, as boring as that sounds, that actually works to just generate conversation. And like, that's what these streams are fun to do, is just generate these conversations and these topics, and we get off track and then we end up talking about business here at the end. Like, you know, that's cool. I'm totally up for that. So if you have any ideas, shoot me a message. Hairstyling tips. I am using the Harry's paste now. I was using the Axe paste before. The Harry's paste is really good. maybe even better than the Axe paste because it's going to last longer. So there you go. Dave, you don't have hair. Like, what do you even need hairstyling tips for? I mean, let's just be real here for a second. You know I love you. So why am I listening to you? That was a troll right there. We should ban Sir Jerkface. Well, Axe was the only one that made like a paste that worked, because I don't like gel. I'm losing my hair like at a rapid pace. Like, look at that. Pretty soon I'm just gonna have like a totally shaved head, like this length, you know, eventually. Tiny badge that head. So yeah. All right, so there's your hair care talk, Dave. The last person on this entire channel that needs to ask about hair care products is Sir Jerkface. Fitting name. Dude, I used to be a big hat guy, and I'm still a pretty big hat guy. We will one day, the pointy hair will come to the end. You see it's getting thinned out. It doesn't have the support system that it used to have, so no wigs. I'll just shave. There will not be beard care. I have no beard care. I just shampoo it. It's not long enough. Yours is longer than mine, I think. No, the only hair product I've worn for shows is a tiara once for about 10 minutes. More money for fountain pens. That's right. Epic TPA comb over. That will not happen. I promise. We should stream online shirt shopping. I will wear a tiara permanently before I do a comb over. But yeah, I'll just shave it all short. Like, I'm going to be one of those people with like really interesting bald spots, because I'll have very strong hair in some places and then bald spots in other places, like in the front and the back, but have like a crap ton of hair in other spots. It's going to be weird. Oh yeah, flower crown like Sarah's. All right. That was your hair care stream. Thank you for joining, everybody. I'm going to go find something to eat, and then we'll see. I'll be online hanging out today. Got to figure out what I'm going to write about tomorrow. Yeah. Thanks for hanging out. Love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.